Samsung and Asus have been the most important players on the Android tablet market in the last years. Today we're going to put side by side their most affordable tablets to date, the Asus Memo Pad 7 and the Samsung Galaxy Tab 7 2.0. Let's see who's going to win. The two come with 7-inch screens and are designed to be single-handed. That means that you'll be using them in portrait mode most of the time, but you can use them in landscape if you want to as well. And in this case, the screens are going to turn if you turn the tablets on their sides. And that's something we've only seen on the latest 7-inch Android slates. Now, these devices are running Android 4.1 Jelly Bean, but while on the Asus you get a fairly close to stock experience with little to no modifications to the UI, on the Samsung you get a completely revamped user interface called TouchWiz UI. For me, the core interface seems simpler and more intuitive, but Samsung's approach does bring a couple of new interesting features and tweaks. So some of you might prefer their approach. What's more important is how smooth the two handle everyday tasks. And to be frank, the Samsung wins here and offers a snappier and more consistent experience. That's mainly because the Galaxy Tab packs a faster dual-core processor when compared to the single-core VIA CPU on the Asus, because except for the CPU and the graphics, these tabs are pretty much on par specs-wise, as they come with 8 or 16 GB of storage and 1 GB of memory. Let's have a look at how the two deal with everyday tasks and decide for yourself which one runs smoother. Now that we've seen all these details about the hardware and the performances, let's actually have a look at the two tablets. They're about the same in terms of size, and they weigh around 350 grams, although the Samsung is a tad lighter than the Asus. They also offer plastic bodies and Gorilla Glass covered front faces. The Memo Pad is available in a couple of colors, and over here we have the white one. The plastic back, although textured, does feel somewhat slippery, and that's why the slightly rubbery plastic underbelly on the Samsung does make it slightly more comfortable to hold, as it provides better grip. On the back you will notice a camera on the Samsung, while the Asus lacks a rear shooter. However, the two do pack front-facing cameras though, with a 720p one on the Memo Pad and only a VGA one on the Galaxy Tab. Having a look around the sides, you'll see that these two offer pretty much the same ports and buttons, including micro USB slots and micro SD card readers. Samsung does sell the Tab 7 2.0 with 3G cellular connectivity as well as an extra option, but our unit only comes with Wi-Fi. Okay, so as we get closer to the end of the comparison, let's also have a quick look at the two screens. Like I mentioned already, both these tablets come with 7-inch displays, and in both cases we're talking about LCD panels and 1024 by 600 pixel resolutions. So screen wise, well, there's really little setting them apart. And that in fact kind of wraps up the entire video. The Asus Memo Pad and the Samsung Galaxy Tab 7 2.0 are extremely close. In fact, the only thing that clearly makes the Samsung pull ahead of its competitor is the faster hardware inside, which leads to an overall more consistent user experience. The slightly superior screen and overall build quality just add on top of those. But since the Galaxy Tab sells for $199 and the Memo Pad starts at only $150, one has to wonder if the Samsung is actually worth the $50 extra. I for one am not going to jump to any conclusions here. If you can't afford to pay $200 for your brand new 7-inch slate, then the Memo Pad is a worthy pick, next to devices like the Kindle Fire or the Acer Iconia B1. If you can though, you'll be left choosing between the Galaxy Tab 7 and the Google Nexus 7, And to be frank, I'd pick the latter 9 times out of 10. But that's something we should discuss in another video. Alright, let's wrap it up for now, but I'd really like you guys to tell me in the comments area down below what do you think about these two tablets we've compared here, the Samsung Galaxy Tab 7 2.0 and the Asus Memo Pad ME172V. And as always, don't forget to share this video and subscribe to our channel for more updates. I'll catch you later.